Open the Scripture Typer app and log in. If you don't have an account, tap Join and follow the prompts. After you log in, you should see the home screen. If not, tap the home icon in the bottom left corner. Now tap Settings. In Settings, you can create a new account if more than one person uses your device. You can sync with scripturetyper.com if it fails to sync automatically. Set your preferences. Add a profile picture and choose a screen name. Set up notifications and contact tech support. First, tap Preferences so that we can choose our options. Tap Verse Font Size to choose your font. Now tap Max Review Time. After you've memorized a verse, the app automatically reminds you to review it. When you successfully review it, your review time is spaced farther and farther apart. Here, you can choose the maximum time between reviews. This is just a default setting. You'll be able to change this for individual verses. Choose your maximum time period, scrolling down if necessary, and then tap Preferences to return. Under Target Accuracy, you can choose how accurate you'd like to be in order to consider the verse memorized. I have mine set at 90% because I usually have a typo or miss minor words here and there, and perfection is hard to attain. You'll choose your options in the same manner that you chose your maximum time period. Next is Reduce Frequency. I have mine set for 90%, meaning if I don't get at least 90% on a review, my review time will automatically come up sooner. Under Typing Mode, you can choose whether you'd like to type everything or just the first letter of each word. The next two options are only on the Pro version. If you're artistic, Drawing allows you to add your own drawings as memory prompts. Heat Maps is a nice feature that puts a pink box over words that you miss while reviewing. The next time you review, you'll see the pink box. Slow down and think about what you missed the last time. If you miss the same word, the box will appear darker. It will slowly fade after you get it right several times. Vibration will cause your device to vibrate when you miss a word. This is a nice feature to turn on if you don't tend to look at your screen. I prefer it over the beep feature, which can be annoying in public. Let's return to Settings by tapping the upper left corner. If you'd like to receive notifications to remind you to review your verses, tap Review Notifications and follow the prompts. Now we'll import the memory verses for Community Bible Study. First, tap My Verses at the bottom of the screen and then tap the plus sign on the screen that appears. Tap New Verse. Tap Book and then tap Acts. Your cursor should be in the first square across some verses where you will type 17. Tap the next square and enter 22. Then tap the next square and type 31. Tap Bible Version and choose English Standard Version. Tap Collections and then tap Create a New Collection. Type a name for your collection and then tap Save. Tap Import Verse Text. A pop-up will appear asking if you'd like to split into individual verses. It's best to split into the individual verses. After you learn the verses, you'll be asked again during the review. At that point, you can choose to review the verses combined rather than individually. The verses will then import. Your collection will appear. Now you can start memorizing your verses. Tap on the collection name to open it. When you tap on the verse, the entire verse will appear and you simply type the verse, either typing the first letter of each word or the entire word depending on the option you chose in Preferences. You'll then receive a prompt to move to Step 2, which is Memorize. If you're not ready, tap the repeat arrow. Also, at all three levels, you have the option of changing to another level by tapping on the number. When you tap the forward arrow, The verse will appear with some of the words missing. Type the verse again. Each time you repeat the verse, different words will disappear. When you've reached the accuracy level that you set in Preferences, it will prompt you to move on to Step 3, which is Master It. Again, if you're not ready, you can tap the repeat arrow instead of moving on. At Step 3, you'll type the verse entirely from memory. Notice my heat map highlights. Those are the spots I missed before. If you don't meet the accuracy level that you set for yourself, it will ask you to retry. When you've mastered the verse, you'll see this screen. The first time you've memorized it, the review will be set to daily, and as you continue to review, the times will be spaced farther apart. But the app doesn't know how much I've struggled, so sometimes I need to change the frequency. You do this by tapping on Review and then selecting the frequency. You have the option to lock it in or allow the app to change it as the days go by. You can choose to review the verses in your review list, which works well when you only have one or two of them memorized. Just tap Review. Verses that are due will be in red, and verses that are caught up will be in green. Tap on the verse to review. But you can also review them in a block. Instead of tapping on Review, tap My Verses, and then tap the name of your collection. The option to review the verses combined will appear. Now you don't need to type the scripture reference between each verse. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Please feel free to leave questions or comments below.